It runs along the surface of the water, face towards the world, as if it were a ship that has tripped across ages, cruised over the furthest seas, and has just anchored off Doha's coast. Loaded with the treasures of Islamic works of art it had collected during its trip from Samarkand to Cordoba. A building meant to incarnate the union of the genius of ancient Arab architecture and the latest achievements in the art of construction. A site immersed in authentic heritage and passionate about modernism. A unique monument comes into view between a blue sky and a blue sea. Water springing from fountains refreshes the airs and offers delights and splendor. Cubes are juxtaposed and supporting each other. Light fades away from a corner when the shadow veils it. The wavering of shadow and light mimes the alternation of night and day. Has Ibn Tulun's soul come back to this earth to inspire the most prestigious contemporary architect and stimulate his creativity to arrange cubes and arcades into a harmonious symphonic rhythm? Five floors recalling the 5 pillars of Islam. Stories winding around a huge lobby reveal a beautiful scene wherever you look. You do not see the dome until you enter the building. Concentrated light surrounded by lace shadow, as if it were the light of life that has come up to chase away darkness. A great window opens out towards the horizon, as if inviting the world to enter. Glass bridges like springing waters arch across the great lobby, their apparent fragility reflecting the frailty of the treasures that the museum has rescued from obscurity and preserved for the future. Soft lights play across the interior, caressing the ornaments and inscriptions with a tender warmth. Now it's time for the museum at last to unveil the beauty of Islamic art and uncover some of its treasures. Precious masterpieces from the 4 corners of the world have been drawn together, meeting at this museum and finding sanctuary within its walls. Daylight fades away progressively, letting way to stage lighting, which brings charming beauty into prominence. Works of art tell the prestigious past of Muslims and reveal their aesthetical ideals and their tolerant faith. An Arab knight, illuminated by the light of truth, on the back of his stallion guides us, opens the gates of history and invites us into it. Mecca, a city God has honored and blessed. Here is the city where the latest God's messenger and prophet was born. And here is the place where prophecy was revealed and the light of truth sprang. From Mecca, Muslims' flags set out to spread tolerance all over the world. From this city emerged one of the greatest civilizations on earth and started spreading this light all over the world. Victory follows victory as Islam expands its sphere of influence. Here we see a proud civilization extending from Cordoba in the west to Samarkand in the east. Across this vast space between the Far East and the Far West, only one sound is repeated, the exclamation, Allahu Akbar, filling the air with reverence and piety. The knight, having travelled through the ages in his rediscovery of history, has now returned home to the Museum of Islamic Art in Doha. He can now tell us that the Muslims did not destroy the cultures of the people they conquered, but assimilated them and enriched them. Generations of great geniuses succeed. Al-Farabi, Ibn Khaldun, Ibn Rushd, and other outstanding intellectual and creative achievers have gained worldwide recognition. Here is the beginning of Islamic art. Gorgeous paper or gold manuscripts combine the beauty of Arab calligraphy with their ornamental decorations. Copies of the Quran are inscribed by skilled calligraphers from the 4 corners of the world. The spelling of the Arabic language has gone through several changes over time. During the reign of the Umayyad Caliph Abdul Malik bin Marwan, many non-Arabs were converted to Islam. It therefore became necessary to add diacritical marks or vowels to words in order to avoid ambiguity. The famous grammarian Nasr bin Asim al-Laythi, the disciple of Abdul Aswad al-Du'ali, was the first to add dots to similar letters in order to prevent confusion. Al-Khalil bin Ahmad al-Faridi introduced the Hamza, the doubling sign over consonants and pronunciation rules such as Araum and Ishmam. These two copies of the Quran bear testament to a story full of hope and despair. They were created by a calligrapher named Omar al-Akhtar, the One-Armed, and were offered, one after the other, to Tamerlan. Omar al-Akhtar was a brilliant calligrapher and famous for his beautifully inscribed copies of the Quran. He decided to create the world's smallest copy of the Quran and present it to Tamerlan so that it might decorate his ring and preserve him from danger. He spent many days working on this project, imagining that he would receive a great reward for his efforts. However, Tamerlan furiously rejected the gift, considering it offensive. Omar went home depressed and decided to impress. "I shall write the biggest copy, and my art shall make him happy." Long years of hard labor went by, and the calligrapher was engaged in his endeavor. As soon as he finished his job, he called for the help of strong porters and headed towards Tamerlan. Tamerlan was so delighted that he generously rewarded Omar. In this room, Asian art and Islamic art meet in the form of these valuable porcelain pieces. The use of inscriptions to decorate artworks is a common practice for Arab craftsmen. Ahmad bin Shokra Allah, the Persian, made this container sometime between the 15th and 16th centuries. It's made out of jasper, which was believed to cure diseases and even to make lovers more faithful. This jar is beautiful not only because it's made of jasper, but also because of its decorative calligraphy, which tells the story of two lovers who were separated by life and reunited by death. The story tells of a beautiful maiden called Shireen, who was so beautiful that even the moon envied her and the sun was jealous of her. At that time, there lived in the same kingdom a young man named Farhad. Generous and distinguished, he was the pride of his people and the defender of his country. Many knights and nobles courted Shireen, but it was Farhad who won her heart. He sought her hand in marriage, but her sister the queen said, "Your axe you shall take, hard rocks you shall break. When water feeds my crops, my sister will be yours." For several days and nights, Farhad kept digging. Finally, water burst out from underneath him, carrying him away in a great surge. Broken-heartedly, Shireen wept, and along the waterside she went. Swept away she finished with the lover she cherished. Shireen is gone, but her picture is still reflected on the surface of the water as a witness of their eternal love story. When Muslims arrived in China, they admired the local artworks made of porcelain. However, there was no kaolin in their land from which to make porcelain. So, they resorted to using clay, from which they created their masterpieces. This female caribou comes from a castle in Andalusia. It stands proudly as though facing its lover. A similar caribou has been found in the ruins of Aljazeera, and archaeologists think that both caribous once decorated the same fountain. The couple is a symbol of love and fertility. Muslims' interest in astrolabes springs from their profound faith and veneration of life. Astrolabes are primarily used for determining the correct orientation and time for prayer. Over time, astrolabes have undergone many developments and changes. The flat astrolabe has become the most common design, as it can be easily carried. This astrolabe is particularly beautiful because of the harmony of its design and the floriated writing decorating its surface, as well as the arm that indicates the stars, which is shaped like a bird. This objet d'art combines beauty and utility. It's an astrolabe made in 984 AD by the famous astronomer and mathematician Hamid bin Hidr al-Hajjandi. Scientists and astronomers also used astrolabes to study the universe and to discover the secrets of planets and stars. This pair of earrings is made of emerald. Emerald is as green as spring, and spring is the season of fertility, rebirth and renewal. Emerald, therefore, was considered the most precious of gems by Mongol nobility. This emerald is called Mongols. It's decorated with depictions of plants, and a symbol has been engraved on its back to give protection from the evil eye. This necklace is made from white jade. This jade necklace is endowed with the ability to relieve heart palpitations. This particular necklace holds a story. It was made in 1631 AD and is decorated with Quranic verses intended to console Emperor Shah Jahan after the loss of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. The story says that Emperor Shah Jahan was overwhelmed by sadness at the loss of his beloved wife. Broken-heartedly, he ordered his people to build an outstanding monument which shall eternalize a love that days have betrayed. This lofty edifice is the everlasting famous Taj Mahal. Despite the magnificence of the Taj Mahal, the emperor remained inconsolable. He developed a heart condition that his doctors could not cure. This unlucky emperor was so beloved by his people that one of them inscribed Quranic verses on a jade necklace and offered it to him in order to relieve his pain and heal his heart. This is that same necklace, speaking to us across the ages of the splendor of life, the cruelty of death, and the eternity of love. Islamic art fills in spaces and removes emptiness. The void is desolation and the absence of meaning. By filling empty spaces with color and decorative ornaments, Islamic artists celebrate the vivacity of life, endowing it with meaning and beauty. Life is a sacred gift, and in the celebration of life through art resides gratitude and thanks. This museum honors the sincere desire to celebrate life and beauty through art. It contains 1,400 years of artistic creation, including many rare works of art that might otherwise have been lost, but are now preserved for the future. Treasures from 4 continents have met here and found their rightful places within a safe home through which we can continue to spread their beauty and their joy. The Museum of Islamic Art in Doha.